But what does it actually take to get one of these in the state of Alabama?
So all told, we spent about $400, but this is what we got.
That's a good whiskey. There's a lot going on there.
Alrighty, let's see if this actually works. Y'all let me know if you can hear me, if you could see me in the chat. Lord have mercy. This is the next to the last stream. Next stream, I'm going to be at the Kentucky Derby all week. Next stream, that machine right there is going to get beat down with a baseball bat office style. I apologize for the delay getting started, but it is literally, it's done it 3 times now. As soon as I hit, everything works, everything's set up. As soon as I hit stream, it shuts down. And then I've got to reboot, set everything up real quick, and get it out. So, whew, that's stressful. That is stressful because I still can't see the stream. So, glad it's working for all of y'all. Steven with the $1.99 super chat on the Kings County. We're going to get to that here in just a second. I went to Atlanta, and I bought 11 bottles of whiskey on that bourbon hunting trip. It was quite the eventful trip. It had a very big surprise ending. I don't even think I'm going to ruin it. I don't even think I'm going to ruin the very, like, it is an epic surprise ending that I was not expecting. But, Dana, Chris in the chat. You ain't Caleb from Enterprise. Yeah, Kentucky Derby's very much like a demolition. They just get horses and they run into each other. It's like an old school demolition derby. It's going to be just me tonight. Jill went to a Taylor Swift concert last night, sang all the songs along with Taylor Swift, and her voice completely hoarse, which I guess is fitting seeing how I'm going to the Kentucky Derby, right? So, yeah, if you're still not seeing the live, it seems to be here. Please refresh it. Please let folks know in the chat. Again, I apologize for the problems, but this machine's like 7 years old, and I've noticed today all the Bluetooth quit working on it. That should have been a sign, but I've bought a new streaming rig. I just haven't had time to set it up yet. So hopefully after this trip, I won't have time by next Monday, so we'll risk it one more time, and then next week we'll get the new stream set up, and we're going to try some fun new graphics and different things. I mean, we still have these overlays for the super chats and things, and seeing how Jill's not here, we'll just leave those up the whole time. Taylor Swift, the favorite horse in the Derby. Is there a horse named Taylor Swift in the Derby? Because if there is, I'm not going to pick it because it's got to be the favorite, right? What's going on, Chris? All right, so we're going to go through to what we're going to do tonight is the freaking the crap at the bottom is not accurate. I forgot to update that. So anyway, just disregard the crap at the bottom. Actually, we will do a voice chat. That may be on that title, the voice chat. But I didn't update the titles after everything crashed. So, like to hear about the Redbreast 12. It's a good bottle for sure. We found some Irish that I like, but it's almost all like sherry cask finish. So Irish and Scotch, I'm liking the sherry finish stuff. Other than that, a little iffy. Go to Seymour, 45 minutes north of Louisville, to see the best in Indiana bourbon at a place called Vat and Barrel. I'll have to keep that in mind. I don't know the schedule right yet. We're going to be there for several days. Like I'm leaving and I'll get in Louisville tomorrow evening, and then, but it's going to be busy. So don't know what's, how crazy it's going to be. So we might have some time. I really want to do some bourbon hunting. We'll see if we can get that far. Devin with the $20 super chat. Appreciate the support, Devin. Looking forward to seeing what you grabbed. We're going to do that. I'm going to go through the 11 bottles, and then y'all pick 4 that I'm actually going to open and try. So I've never had any of these. Some of these I've never had anything. I think only one have I actually owned a bottle from that distillery. So the new one, like I've owned an older version store pick of one of these. The rest of them will be brand new to me. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, Crypto, we made a video. It's going to take a few weeks to come out. Like we're way behind on the editing. We're still editing. This Friday, the Alabama Quarterly Lottery from a couple of months ago comes out. Now, we skipped it for some other videos, but we've got the Talladega video that's being edited. We're just doing bigger videos with a lot more footage, and they just take a lot more time to actually get edited. I did not get the Muckety Muck Mickey Mouse. Getting into Barrel Bourbon New Year 2022. Wild flavors. Nice. My favorite whiskey is William Larue Weller Antique 107 if you're talking about something more attainable. So, sherry finish rum, not a fan. Yeah, that would be sweet on sweet. I could get that. Don't tread on me with the $10 super chat. After the Derby, come to the Indy 500 and do. Is the Indy 500 going on? Like, I literally just did the Talladega thing. That was a lot of fun. I don't know. We'll see if I can. I don't know if I can handle it at this point. But we want to go to the biggest parties out there, so we're definitely planning on some stuff. New Zealand in the house. Daniel, appreciate you joining. So let's go through these. And again, y'all let me know in the chat. First of all, hit the like button. Like, let's get this live stream out there. Let everybody folks know. If you don't like it, don't hit the like button. That's fair, right? And if you're not subscribed, I don't know how you got here, but thanks for coming and hanging out. Hit the subscribe button while you're at it. We do need to try some. I want to go bourbon hunting all over the world. If we can keep these bourbon hunting videos growing, I'm going to go to New Zealand. We're going to find out myself. I'm not even going to take anybody's word for it. Memorial weekend for the Indy 500. I got you. The new mod, yeah, Big J Rock and Devin. That's right. We're going to add a couple of more mods to help out here. Let me see. Have they commented? I've got Devin on the super chat. All right. So Devin is now a moderator. And is J Rock in here? Trying to look for a comment. J Rock, hit a comment for me. Sean with the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate the support. First live stream will be joining Patreon tomorrow. Awesome. We've got a lot of barrel picks we're working on. There's going to be a little while before they start coming out, but they are going to be awesome, and we're going to be launching those for patrons first, and then we'll hit them in the Discord after that. There's Big J Rock right there. Let's get him added as a moderator. The bigger the stream gets, the more moderators we got to add, because Lord, it keeps scrolling faster than I can click on stuff. So, all right. So now J Rock is a moderator as well. Awesome. All right. So let's go through these bottles. Let's get through, and y'all let me know in the comments if you've had these, and I'll tell you why I picked these up, like what interests me about them, or if somebody sold me on them. So we'll go through one by one, and I'll talk about each of them. Got to keep the sippers in line. That's right. I know, Josh. She had a Taylor Swift concert last night, and her voice is gone. Like, she sang every song apparently, and Taylor Swift's on for like 3 hours. All right, so the first one here is Leopold Brothers Bottled in Bond Straight Bourbon Whiskey, right there. So this says established 1999 on the back. It's got a whole story here. I had not tried anything from Leopold. Like, I don't know anything about Leopold, but it's distilled in Colorado. I want to start trying more stuff from Colorado. And honestly, if it says bottled in bond in it or on the label, I am 100% more likely to buy that bottle over any others, because I know they didn't cut any corners, right? It doesn't guarantee that the whiskey inside the bottle is good to me, but it does mean they didn't cut corners, right? It's not going to be finished in something weird. They didn't, rapid age it or anything like that, right? They made this whiskey and they put it out. So Leopold Brothers right here, bottle and bond. This one was barreled winter 2016, and it is 100 proof. So let me know, has anybody tried this? The Bouncers, that's right. What's up, MH? Appreciate it. This is 100 proof. So bottle and bond means that all of the grains were grown in one growing season that went into this, and then it was, distilled and aged in a federally bonded warehouse by these folks that are putting it out. And it was at least 4 years old, aged at least 4 years, and at a minimum of 100 proof, I believe. It may be exactly 100 proof. I think you can go up on the 100 proof and still have it bottled in bond. But somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong. I know they can age it longer if they want to. You can age it 6, 7, 8, 10 years and still be bottled in bond. It just has to be a minimum of 4, and it might be right at 100 proof. It might not be a minimum on the proof. Exactly 100 proof, Steph said. So appreciate that. So anybody had Leopold Brothers? Anybody? Anybody wants to try from Colorado? I'm open to anything, but it's got to be good bourbon. Hopefully, Was, that answered your question there. All right, so must be exactly 100. Okay, there you go. I knew it could be older. Yeah, the McKenna bottle and bond is nice. All right, so let's continue down the rabbit hole here. Some Texas bourbons are okay. They're pretty, they're usually pretty intense. I don't know why this one has a fishnet stocking on it. I'm pretty sure it didn't have that when I picked it up. I don't know if they put it on it at the store or what, but I didn't notice. This is Short Barrel Toasted 101. Now, Short Barrel just bought Old Fourth Distillery. I think they are sourcing these and blending them, and they, let's see if it tells, distilled in Kentucky, aged 36 months, apparently put in a toasted barrel. But I want to do a pick with these guys. These guys are just over in the Atlanta area. I actually reached out to them. I hit them up on social. They're like, send me an email. And the owner, one of the owners of it, and I sent him 2 emails and he hasn't replied yet. So I don't know if he wants to do anything or not, but we're going to try to do something with them, either this or the other bottle from them. And that is another bottled in bond from Old Fourth Distillery. And like I said, these guys just bought Old Fourth, and I think they may be like, I've got the old label, but I think this whiskey is a little different. I don't know if it's sourced from a different place. I mean, it's a bottle in bond, so they isn't it? No, this is the cash strength, actually. I'm wrong. This is the cash strength. I think they have a bottle in bond, though. So this is, I'm wrong. I haven't had the cash strength of that at all. Suko SD with the $9.99 super chat. Why did the bourbon hide in the back of the liquor store? Because it didn't want to be shelf conscious. Dad jokes. It's always good when you can break out bourbon dad jokes. 19-year Fitzgerald. Yeah, Zach, that's tough. I get it, but that's tough. So I haven't had the cash strength of this one. All right, next. Field and Sound Maritime Whiskey, bottled in bond, straight bourbon whiskey, sweet mash. I think this one's out of New York. It's so, all of these, this font, if I ever do a whiskey, the font's gonna be this big. We're gonna have to have a massive bottle, so the font. I'm gonna have to have a light too. Distilled and bottled by Long Island Spirits, somewhere in New York. So another bottled in bond that caught my attention, so I grabbed that one right there. So interested in that one for sure. Now again, y'all are gonna pick 4 of these, so start thinking about which 4 you want me to open and try. We're gonna try to not get too far out of hand with these, you know? All right, so the next one, ASW Georgia Heartwood, single barrel. So this is a store pick from Greens in Atlanta. And it is the Fiddler Georgia Heartwood single barrel from ASW in Atlanta, Georgia. Another one that I've never tried. And a lot of y'all have recommended it. So haven't checked that one out. Jill in the chat, what's going on? Yeah, she could type, but she can't talk. I tried the Heartwood. I stopped for lunch. Or the Soloist. They had the Soloist. Didn't love that, but that's kind of its own thing. So all right, so we are at 5 bottles. We got 6 more to go before y'all pick 4, and we give these a try. Gifted a mason jar of Popcorn Sutton Moonshine. I mean, if it's a full sealed, like, retail jar, sure. If it's just like something you poured in a jar and sent it, probably not. Just Green actually had a great select. We ended up going to only 3 stores, and we bought a ton of bottles. I actually ran into a guy. It's going to be funny when the video comes out. I ran into a guy from Prattville. Said he was a big bourbon guy, loved bourbon. I was just sitting there talking with him. I tried to get him to go hunting with me. He's like, yeah, I just dropped my kids and my wife off at the Taylor Swift concert. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Me too. And, you know, we sat there and talked for a while. And I was like, well, if you're going to 4 or 5 stores, I go with you. You just tell me what the next store is. I go with you. And he's like, nah, I got to meet a guy for lunch. And I got to go get a wedge. And I got to do all this other stuff. And I was like, man, you ain't got to make up excuses. Like, it's cool. Like, you know, I thought we'd have a date here, and we just go to store. Like, I just meet you there. We ain't got to ride together. We ain't got to make it awkward. He's like, I just probably slow you down. I was like, fine. So I'm sure we'll give him a little bit of heck when the video comes out. Balvenie. I have a Balvenie Caribbean cask that someone gave me. And Alex with the $5 super chat. Thanks for the support. My go-to recommendation for bourbon drinkers, that I do like the Balvenie Caribbean cask. I like it. I don't love it because the maltiness, but I think as I get more into Scotch, that will be one that I go back to that I think I like. Sean with the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate the support there, Sean. Bourbon has actually brought me closer to my father. A mutual interest gave us something to talk about. I don't have his budget, but eventually. Hey, don't have his budget, just drink off of him, right? Have him get the good bottles, and then you show him what bottles to get, and just drink them. That's what you need to do. All right, let's keep going down the list here, and the next one is Ghost Coast. It's Greens, Atlanta. I guess this is a store pick or something they made for. Oh, yeah, it's a single barrel. So Ghost Coast bourbon whiskey out of Savannah, Georgia. I don't have high hopes for this one. It's not a bottled in bond, so it made me a little nervous. I almost didn't get it, but we were getting so much good whiskey out of Greens, and I'd never heard of Ghost Coast out of Savannah. Somebody ease my mind here if anybody's had this Ghost Coast or any Ghost Coast out of Savannah. Monkey shoulder scotch, I have to keep an eye out for that. Everybody seems to be liking the Fiddler. All right, so the next one here, I got 2 bottles. Actually, I'm going to save those. We got 3 bottles we're going to save to the end here. It does have good color. That's what scares me. It's when you have this kind of color, it's like, did you just put a bunch of heat to it, and then it rapidly aged? Like, I just don't know. It could just be sourced. I'm not sure what they've got going on, and the font is super small in that one. I'm not reading that crap. We're just going to, y'all vote for it. We'll open and try it. The next one is Tattersall. I think this is another bottled in bond, aged 4 years, Minnesota wheated. So from Minnesota, and it's wheated. So it's a wheated bottled in bond. I'm like, I gotta have that. Like I gotta have that one. We gotta try that one right there. I mean, y'all pick, whether we try it, but I gotta try that at some point for sure. Appreciate it, Patrick. Thanks for hanging out with us and joining for your first live. All right, Fiddler's the only one you've heard of so far, and I've never heard of several of these. We're going to get to a few here that a lot of y'all have probably heard of. More of you have heard of than most of these, but I really wanted to focus on small distilleries, right? Like what we're trying to do is find small stuff that's really good that y'all could actually get. I could talk about Pappy's all day or B-Tax, but like realistically, none of us can get those on the regular, or at least most of us can't. So let's focus on stuff that's good that we can actually get. So I'm going to be the guinea pig. Like we got the bourbon hunting videos to where they're generating enough views to support a little bit of a budget, at least the budget we've been spending on them. So let's spend that. But I would rather, and in the video we talk about that because I found an Old Carter, I found a Foregate, I found a Kentucky Owl. All of those were $300+, and it's like, do I buy that or do I spend $300 on 6 bottles, right? Dennis, the bourbon dad with the $4.99 super chat. How's that Fiddler? I'm really looking for that bottle, but unfortunately we don't get them. I don't know. We're gonna I tried the Soloist. I haven't tried this one. We're gonna open it up. I've never had it, so we'll find out here in a minute. It seems like that's the favorite thus far, although we've still got 4 more bottles to go through here. All right. So next one. This one is one, I went into a little store in Georgia. I forget the name of the store, but it was a cool little store in a cool little area. And they were cool little people and, not little people, but they were cool folks just hanging out, nice vibe to the store, kind of laid back in a really small store. And they were really excited about this distiller out of New York. I've never heard of them. They seem, what's the best way of putting it? They seem a little hippie-ish in the way they were selling it to me. Like they're really organic, sustainable, kind of doing some fun stuff. They're nonconformist, I think is the word that they used at the liquor store that I bought this from to describe that these people are they'll try anything, which I like that. I respect that. I mean, I don't know about sustainability, but if you'll just do crazy things, that's all I really want to do in life. And that is meta-modernity. Anybody heard of meta-modernity? This is their bourbon whiskey. This is, 97 proof. And it's got a fancy pink wax on it right there. It does sound like something from New York, but it could be good. Could be good. So we're gonna maybe give that one a try. MH with the $10 super chat, spent $130 on an Eagle Rare 10-year. Had to try it, and now it's my favorite bourbon. That's what sucks is this little store here in Atlanta. that I went into had a case of them at $50 if you wanted them. I forget the name of the store, but if you DM me, I can find it. I can find out. I can go get it. So I just don't remember the name of it. I remember there was like a Sweet Auburn's barbecue, and it was right over there next to that. Wasn't far from Green's, but they had a case of them yesterday, literally yesterday afternoon. Meta maternity. It's modernity, but yes, modernity. Don't know much about it, but it sounds like they're doing some interesting stuff. So the next one here is another bottled in bond, and that is Watershed. So a lot of folks have recommended Watershed. I think they're in Ohio, are they? It says DSPOH. Where are they located? I can't read the fonts. Blah 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 blah. They don't tell. They don't even like it. Ain't even like they got a whole thing and I missed it. Anyway, Watershed Distillery, wherever they're at, Bourbon, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. There you go. Watershed Distillery came highly recommended. This is another bottled in bond, 100 proof, 4 years old. Really nice looking bottle. Like I'm impressed by their branding and their logo and stuff here, labeling on that. So we're going to, yeah, it was in Atlanta. They had these right. I mean, not far from downtown. All right, the next bottle we got is another Watershed, and this is the 6-year-old, finished in apple brandy barrels at barrel strength. So it's barrel strength, apple brandy barrels, Watershed. Ooh, to Bobby? To Bobby Burnett. So, sorry if I mispronounced that. I apologize. Did you get to swing by Sprayberry Bottle Shop? Great things cooking up there. One of the best shops in Georgia. I did not get by Sprayberry Bottle Shop. We're going to do a lot more hunting in Georgia. I literally had time to go to like 3. And budget to go to 3, honestly, because we bought so many bottles. But I did not make it up to it. I want to say I've been to Sprayberry's, though. Patrick, big fan and fellow Alabamian here. Do you drink like this because you're an Auburn fan? Yes. Instead of having all of my self-worth wrapped up in a football team, I wrap it up in alcohol. So, you know, we all got our coping mechanisms. And this one's mine. Is it Elemental Spirits? I believe it was. Yes, that Muffin Man. Elemental Spirits. This guy right here is where I bought several bottles from them. But they had Eagle Rare for $50, and they had at least 6 of them. It looked like they had a whole shelf full of them yesterday. Had quite a few barrel picks, and it was Elemental Spirits. Yeah. What's going on, Joseph? What's the liquor store called? The Zero? It was not. All right, last bottle, and then we're going to pick 4. Right, last one. And this one is one that a lot of folks in the Discord have really been asking for. They've really been, and I'm supposed to be getting some. I have an introduction to them. I don't think these are the ones that have replied yet to my introduction, but this is up in New York, and it is Kings County Barrel Strength, straight bourbon whiskey at like 112.6 proof. Kings County Barrel Strength. They keep the bottle simple. It's got kind of this old style, like pharmacy look to it, you know, but a lot of y'all seem to love it. Steven with the $5 super chat. Gotta try the field and sound. I can recon the distillery. All right, that's a vote right there. Is Will in the chat? Will, you still here? You got to calculate these. We all have our crosses to bear for sure. Hey, we're going to Tampa St. Petersburg. Actually sounds pretty good. I'm going to be in Orlando here sometime next month, I think. We may do some hunting down there. Alex with the $2 super chat. Appreciate the support. What bourbon purchases do you most? I don't regret any of them. Alex, I don't regret them all, any of them. This is all an experiment, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and I don't know unless I bought them. Like, that's why I try to stay away from those $300 bottles, because those I might actually regret. But, like, if I support a small distillery that's growing and trying things, that's why we try not to say bad things about them. Like, if it's really bad, I may say something. I don't mind talking crap about a major distillery that I don't like. Because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. If it's one of these small folks, I don't want to say bad things about them. I don't. So, but we don't so I don't think bad things about them, right? They're trying, they're learning, they're experimenting. We may make our own whiskey at some point, and you don't know if it's bad for 4 years. So that's a big investment. So I try to support any of these companies I can. So I don't regret any of them, if that makes any sense. Coleman with the $20 super chat. Thanks for the support. Watershed, bottled in bond. Y'all keep posting. Super chats count for like a bunch more. I don't even know. I think it's like 1 vote per dollar or something. Who knows? Will's got it figured out. But y'all can post in here and affect this. We need to pick 4. So the top 4 are going to get opened tonight, and we are going to try them. And I've got my favorites. I got the ones that I want to open, but it's not up to me. It's up to y'all. It's math. That's how math works, I think. Both New York bottles. So the Watershed, and the New York bottles are interesting because I'm trying to plan a trip to New York later this year to do barrel picks, and I want to do like 4. We're trying to hit up like Penelope. I think they're in Jersey. I haven't heard back from them yet, but we've got 3 or 4 New York distilleries we're being introduced to. I'm going to escalate that when I get back from the Derby to try to get up there and do like a bunch of barrel picks at one time. So both Watershed. What was the wheated called? That one was from Minnesota. Not Minneapolis necessarily. That one was no, right here. That one was the Tattersall. 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 All right, so y'all got a couple of minutes here, and we are going to call it. Kyle with the 3 proof membership. Thanks for the support. We didn't even guess. I didn't even hear if Will was in the chat. Let me know, Will, if you're still here. Devin with the $20 super chat. Devin's like, hey, this is what we're going to do right here. Kings County, though I do love my local Georgia places. Smokey with the $20 super chat. Kings, Fiddler, both Watersheds. I think those are winning. I'm going to wait for Will to call it, but I really do think the Kings and then the Fiddler right here. That was where's it at? Right here. Those are the ones that seem to be ahead right now. We'll see. Davian from Muscle Shoals, welcome. Appreciate it. Hope you get to try the Watershed. Me too. I'm excited about it. I don't know about both of them, but I think these are going to be really good. I want these to be good because I want to do picks with them because a lot of folks seem to like them. And sometimes a lot of folks like them, and then I don't, and I'm just like, that kind of sucks. I don't even know if Will's here. Will is apparently not here. He has not replied, so am I just going to have to take, Blake, thanks for making a live stream. Brian with the Tattersall, breaking out the Tattersall. I like the Tattersall. That was one that was on my list. Maybe instead of one of these Watersheds, but it seems to be. Seth's got it right, Seth. I appreciate it. Can't count on Will to make these live streams, can we? He was here for a minute, and then he bolted. So I'm going to go ahead and start moving these off to the side to make a little room here, and then we'll see which ones win, and we'll then open them. And we'll see how it goes. I might just open some more later. I might. If we take it easy on these, if I don't overdo it with the 4 that win, I might just open a couple more. Who knows? Ford with the 20. Ooh, Ford's like, hey, this Tattersall's in contention, boy. It's in contention. We're in New York, closer to the city or upstate. They're all over. I don't really know where the distilleries are at this point, honestly. I've just been sent some referrals and some introductions, and I haven't even Googled where they're at. Tony Time with the $100 super chat, and he didn't even vote. Like, that would have just guaranteed one. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate the support and the super chat. Big Baller. Hey, come in here and dropped it on y'all. I'm from New York. You got to try Roscoe, Lake George, and Hudson. All right, I'll do that. Can I compare them all to Evan Williams bottle and bottle? Is that a fair contest? I don't feel like that's fair. I feel like that, but yeah, I may. I remember seeing a clip of yours with whiskey recommendations for starters. Yeah, it's on the long form. Look at the long form videos on the channel. Go to the channel page. There should be a tab. It's there. Somebody might be able to link you to it. But I want you to watch that one because I go into why those, right? Whereas here, I can't necessarily go into why. But, Wild Turkey 101, the benchmark stuff, not benchmark 8, but like bonded, top shelf, those kinds of things. Evan Williams bottle in bond. If you want to step up proof, you could go to a Wild Turkey rare breed, but like that might be too much for somebody that's just getting started, right? My top 5 in that video are actually 8. So we have some clear winners, Seth, that I see. Like, you tell me what the clear winners are. I think it was these 5. We'll just do 5. We'll just do 5. How about that? Kyle with the $10 super chat. Need to come to Cincinnati, Ohio, and visit Jungle Gyms. So one of our viewers, one of our subscribers, actually has Maggie, my 1972 Lincoln Continental, in Dayton, Ohio, right now doing the audio. I might be buying another Lincoln out of Ohio. It's a long story. Jill's on here. Let's not talk about it. Okay, keep that between us. So I'm going to be up in Dayton at some point. I don't know how far. Like Cincinnati, I think I'd have to go through Cincinnati to get to Dayton. And I know this week I'm actually in Louisville, so I might make it up. So I'm just saying I'll be in the area 2 or 3 times over the next several months. It sounds like that might be worth doing. But I might go, if I have 2 days, I'm going to do Louisville. I might do Cincinnati as well and make those 2 separate videos. 2 separate videos. All right, so we're going to do these 4. Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. Jill doesn't show up and the super chats just go through the roof. Like, what is it, Jill? I'm kidding. The stream's just getting bigger and bigger every week. Like we had 50 people sitting here waiting before the stream ever even went live. And I remember when, like, if we could hit 50 people in the chat, I'd be like ecstatic. That would be awesome. All right, so we're going to start with the lowest proof and work our way up. That's how we're going to do this to be fair and square. And some of these are cash strength. So that one's 122.6 proof, which is, Lord have mercy, 122.6. This one is a barrel strength that is 120. Y'all trying to liquor me up tonight. I could tell. Bottle and bond, so that's going to be 100 proof. That's a bottle and bond, so that one's 100 proof. And this one is 107.6 proof. So that is our order. We're going to go this one, this one, this one. So we start with just the Tattersall. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. Bring back Jill. I know. I miss Jill too. She'll be back next week, I hope, barring something unforeseen. Let's get this cork pop. Ooh. Go-to football watching dram. Normally, if I'm going to be watching football, I'm going to be watching all day. So I normally will just go to a Coors Banquet, the beer of champions. But usually it's just going to be Jack and Coke, right? I'm trying to just sip all day. Other than that, if we win, I probably go pour a little Weller Antique 107. If we lose, I'll go work on a car or something. Then my day, if Auburn loses, my day's just over. It's wonderful because I get all sorts of stuff done when we suck at football, and I get nothing done when we're good. So, you win both ways. This is Minnesota whiskey. So this is bourbon whiskey, Minnesota wheated, Tattersall, bottled in bond, aged 4 years. Let me see if I can read this crap on the back. Give y'all, because these are small distilleries. So, Lord, I'm gonna have to take a picture of it and blow it up. That's where my eyes have gotten these days. All right, so let's blow it up and let's see if we can read it now. Oh yeah. The first bottled in bond whiskey made in Minnesota since before Prohibition, Tattersall wheated bourbon elevates any home bar. Made from Minnesota grains, aged for over 4 years in Minnesota white oak barrels, the result is a perfectly smooth sipper. A hint of sweetness with caramel, vanilla, and stone fruit undertones. The bourbon is well worth the wait. Proudly distilled and bottled by Tattersall in River Falls, Wisconsin. Well, there you go. River Falls, Wisconsin. Okay. Got a little oakiness on it. Jeremy with the $4.99 super chat. Did you see 13th Colony? Yes. I've got some 13th Colony. We're doing a pick with 13th Colonies. Like, we're already talked to them. It's going to be the summer before we pick it. It's going to be late in the year before it's available. But we might. They haven't, 100% confirmed, but they said probably. to doing something really cool and special that you've never seen from 13th Colony. So we'll see. We'll see. I can't say for sure, but we're definitely going to do a pick with them pretty soon. But they were all over. I was hoping to stumble upon a Dusty Double Oaked, but those were not available. Okay, so a little bit of, and so I hate like the rapid aged kind of bitter oak, and this tastes like almost tastes like it might have a maltiness to it, which is weird. A wheater with a high malt wheater. It's interesting. It's the first pour I've had today. So it does have a nice caramel vanilla flavor to it. A little bit of kind of an oaky tobacco on the finish. But like something on the front of that, I don't think it's malt. Maybe it's what they're describing as stone fruit, but it comes across as a little bit of a maltiness. Alex with the $5 super chat. If you think you've just given me a decent excuse for not getting much done in the past decade or so. Yes, exactly. You keep winning, then you got to watch all the games because your team, like you never can tell who you're going to play. You got to know everything there is to know about every college football team when your team's winning. When your team sucks, I don't care what anybody else does. I'll watch our game. Hey, toward the end of the season, I won't even watch them. I just listen to them on the radio while I do stuff. Nah, it can't be malt. It can't be malt. I'm trying to describe the note, right? It can't be a high malt. It can't be that. I think it's just aging. Like it got a little heat on it. Overall, a decent whiskey, right? Not a bad wheated whiskey. It's got some of that softness and sweetness that you expect from a wheater. But it does have some of that kind of leathery tobacco aging on the finish. So I don't know. I think maybe I would have blended that out, or maybe I would have, of course it's only 4 years old. I don't know the environment this was aged in, but it definitely got a little of that kind of oaky, leathery tobacco that I'm not fond of. Yeah, it's the more I drink it, the less it tastes like malt, the more it's just kind of an oaky tobacco flavor, which I get a lot on like whiskey that's had extreme heat applied to it, or it's been rapidly aged over staves or something. This is not off-putting like that. It's not super bitter and strong like most like rapidly aged whiskey. So I'm not trying to imply that's the case here. I'm just saying it's got some of that you would get on like a Texas whiskey, right? Because it's just been in extreme heat, which I wouldn't have expected from something from Minnesota. So overall, pretty good. I think it could get better once we let it open up, though. So we're gonna let that one open up, and we'll come back to that bottle in a future stream. So let's move on to number 2, and that is the Watershed Bourbon, bottled in bond. Getting your 3-week-old hooked on Brewzle? Ooh, that's father-son bonding. I like a good root beer as much as the next guy, So if you haven't had Boiling root beer, you got to go grab yourself a Boiling. 3 weeks may be early for root beer even. But back in the day, we used to live out in the country, and the little local store would have like Boilings in a cooler for $1. So of course, growing up, it was IBC because you looked like you were drinking a beer, right? So you thought you were cool. But Boiling makes a really solid root beer. Mini Brewzle Glencairns. I do have, like, this design is gone, but we have a lot of Brewzle, like mini as in M-A-N-Y, Brewzle Glencairns. So if you're not drinking whiskey, a lot of y'all are new. If you're not drinking whiskey out of a Glencairn, if you want to be drinking it neat, if you really want to experience it for the flavors, like, drink it how you want to drink. You want to pour it over ice, you want to pour it in a Coke, you want to pour it down the drain. I don't really care. Do it how you want to do it. But if you're really wanting to get into the flavors and you're not just drinking for effect, this is the best way to do it. A whiskey glass. There are several. This is my favorite. There are several, though. And all of them have their merits. I just like the experience of a Glencairn. You can get them at Brewzle.com with our logo on them, but honestly, they're all Glencairn. Like, this is a trademarked thing, so they're all pretty much the same. And so, like, link to my Amazon store, you can get them for a lot cheaper. But if you want my logo on them, you can get those too. Lord, that cork was in there. That was stuck. Watershed has a very tight cork. All right, another 100 proofer, another bottled in bond. Let's see if we can take pictures of the back of this one and read it. Oh, this one's so wide, I might not be able to get all of it in a picture here. Watershed Distillery's bottled in bond straight bourbon whiskey is careful blending of our finest bourbon barrels. 100% distilled, aged, and bottled on site. We are proud to something that's cut off. Offer a bottled in bond bourbon after years of anticipation. 100% single season, blah, 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 blah. It has caramel chicory. What the heck's a chicory? Chicory. What does that taste like? Y'all gonna, like, I would have to go find a chicory to figure out what it's what it says. It says chicory. And dark cherry. Like, it sounds good. And then they say some other crap. But it sounds really good, although I don't know what a chicory tastes like. I know, Alex, I'm old. I can't. Well, first of all, y'all got to understand, too, though. In my defense, first of all, I got pretty good eyesight for a person my age. Not perfect. But we're lit this way. There are lights over there. These lights behind me are very dim, right? The camera picks them up really well. But the camera makes it look a lot brighter in here than it is. We keep it super dim, and I've got lights, because the lights over there are so far away from me, we capture a lot of light. So if I were on that side, I could probably read it. But on this side, it's really dark, and if I hold it like that, I get a glare. So a little bit in my defense, it is dark looking this way. Bob Glass with the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate the support, Bob. Brim, hey, I'm Brim with the $20 super chat. Thanks for the support. Just started getting into bourbon and purchased one of your glasses. So far, I've enjoyed Four Roses single barrel. That's a great one. Elijah Craig small batch, nice bottle. Buffalo Trace Eagle Rare and 1792 barrel. Man, you have started right. Whew, I can't. All right, you $20 super chat. I'll go with the hello and Roll Tide from the Gump. I'll take it. I'll own it for the support, just for you, just for you. Let's not get carried away with that, though. Okay, we do have moderators for a reason. Oh my God, that smells delicious. Ooh, that's good enough. I got to rinse my palate out right here. They used to put chicory in old-time chewing gum, but what does it taste like? Chicory's the cheap crap. They mix with coffee. Like, it's always they mix it, they do this, they do that. But what does it taste like? I don't know. Stephen Penny with the $5 super chat. I don't know why, but the whiskey tastes better in a Brewzle Glencairn. I can't say it, but you can. I can't say it, but I appreciate you putting it out there. See what a chicory band earned timeouts. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Oh my. We got to go in for a little more. I didn't pour near enough of that. Oh, okay. Okay. Y'all, I don't know who recommended. I've probably got DM'd this a few dozen times at least, but all right, we got one. Add this. We need to add this to the list. Somebody go ahead and post this in the Discord for the barrel picks. Colton with the $1.99 super chat. My first super chat. Love the content. Appreciate the support, Colton, and hanging out with me for a little while here. We need a Jill. We're going to do it. We'll do a Jill special design, limited edition, ladies only Glencairn. You could buy it, but like, how do we? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do a Jill only Glencairn. Z, I have tried the Chattanooga whiskey lineup. A lot of malt in those, and I'm not a fan of malt. So this has, I don't know if chicory tastes like rougher coffee, but this tastes good. So a lot of sweetness. I do get some of those dark fruits. It's not overly complicated, right? It's not the most complicated. It doesn't have the greatest mouthfeel in the world. Don't try to inhale it, you know. But that is everything that is here is presented very nicely. That actually gives me some very similar notes to a Frey Ranch. You know, that kind of, some of those kind of darker fruits and some of that nice light vanilla sweetness on the front. I don't think it has quite the depth or quite the evolution, the complexity that the bottle of Frey Ranch I have has. But that's a really good bottle of whiskey. So we're going to support these folks for sure. Let's see. Got Matt with the $5 super chat and Alex with the $10 super chat. To be fair, War Eagle, though grammatically incorrect, no matter how you slice it, is both an acceptable and appropriate response to Roll Tide. For sure. Absolutely. You know, but like, who knows how many of these folks understand what we're talking about? We get our own language, which we probably do anyway. A ladies Glencairn would be a Glencairn. A Glencairn with a K. Frey Ranch is every store I have stopped in Georgia has Frey Ranch right now. So they just got into Georgia, and it is literally everywhere. So I have seen it all over Georgia the last 2 weeks. So grab it, and you can order from Frey Ranch's website. But if you order from Frey Ranch's website, just put in, say, Brewzle sent me here. So they will give me a barrel pick, please, Frey Ranch. We're gonna do something like that's the best one we've had so far. I like this. Like, this is good whiskey. This one, a step up for me. Like, it's not too oaky. Like, they pulled that one out, and you can see the color difference, right? This is a little lighter. I think this one could actually use a little more age, or maybe actually, that's interesting, because we have the 6-year at cash. I'm so excited about that. Oh my God, we got to get to that. We need to hurry up. What do we got next? The Fiddler. Cruise over there this weekend and try. Now, I've been in Atlanta. I've been in Columbus. I haven't been like North Georgia, but in Atlanta and Columbus, it was at pretty much every store, every major store that has a good selection, right? All right, so the next one here is the ASW out of Atlanta, another one that came highly recommended from a lot of folks. I think some folks in the Discord seem to be into this one really well. And I don't know if I want to read that crap. It's, again, can't see it. This is wheated as well. I'm glad I read it. Look there. It helps to read, people. It helps to read. Wheated and repeated. The spirit began its life as a foraged bourbon whiskey. Foraged? That our head distiller, J. Manglitz, filled with... okay, what is that? Does that say? By adding staves of white oak heartwood that he harvested in Georgia. I wouldn't have bought it had I seen that. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. Such intricate, fine tasting culminates in an ode to American spirits, a dram in an old time fill, blah, 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 finished with white oak staves. So I don't really love French oak staves. I don't know if I've had something finished with white oak staves, but this is why I buy bottled in bonds, right? Because I know I typically will at least like them if I don't love them, right? Staves, like, that's dark. That whiskey is thick, right? Looks like a syrup. So maybe this will be the one. It's kind of like finished whiskeys. It's kind of like, all of the things we've tried so far. Sometimes you just start with bad ones. Sometimes you have like 10 bad ones, and you got to get past that to find some good ones that you start to really like. So maybe this is the thing that gets me on that stave train. Got a nice cork pop. Melinda with the $5 super chat. Thanks for the support. Found a Weller 107 this weekend in Louisville. Yeah, 129 is, that's pain. It pains me. But if I were completely out of them and needed one on the bar, I probably would splurge on it myself. Although I can usually find them about $30 cheaper than that on the regular. Usually, not always. They do seem to be going up a little bit. Any good absinthe whiskey? Scott, we're working on one. We're working on one. I've had some conversations today. I made some notes today. When I get back, hopefully next month. I don't know how much I can do this month. Next month, we can actually start making a little progress on this. This is the one. This is the stave finish that I've been waiting for. This is, the stave of all staves. Well, okay, it smells pretty good. That actually doesn't smell too bad. I'd say too bad. It smells good. Like, it's not. I expected, if you would have handed me that, I'm not sure I'd have picked that up as a stave finish. Like, it's almost a toasted barrel. Like, it's really kind of toasty and oaky. Oh, it's not the one, though. Clyde, thanks for hanging out, man. It's actually better than I thought, though. Okay. I will give you this. Damn it, it just keeps getting better. Like, it hits me with all sorts of stuff I don't want up front, but then it just keeps getting better. I might have spoke too soon. It's definitely the best stay finish whiskey I've ever had. Hands down, the best stay finish whiskey I've ever had. Colton with the 99-cent super chat. Thanks for the support, Colton. I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, so it hits me with some stuff up front I don't want. And then it just gets delicious. And so I don't know how to process. Like, how do I process that? How do you deal with that, right? It's like your girlfriend coming up and slapping you in the face and then giving you the weekend of your life, right? Like, it started off, this wasn't good, and then it got interesting. Alex with the $5 super chat. Does anyone else not crack a whiskey until they have a backup bottle? Or is that just me? There's a lot of folks like that, Alex. I'm not that way. I do try to find a backup bottle, but it usually takes me so long to finish one because we're buying so many new ones and stuff for content at this point. So I get it. I'm with you on that, but I don't live by that. Honestly, if they go away and I can't get another one, it happens sometimes, right? Brewzle Discord over any other group chat ever. That Discord is super active, man. Y'all have really, like, I spend as much time as I can in there, but I'm trying to answer comments. Like, we're doing a bunch of stuff. There are a bunch of awesome whiskey folks in the Discord. So if you have a Discord or if you want to join that, they're posting links in here, and it's a good time. Man, we have 677 concurrent viewers. I think that's a record. I don't think we've ever got over 700. Pump the like button for me. See if we can't get 700 in here. Share it out if you know somebody that might be interested. It might be the proof up front. It might be like it's got some things going on the front that are not terrible, but then it just kind of softens up. So I think I probably don't want to be drinking that early because there is so much going on the front of the palate, but that is a pretty solid whiskey. So that's a good recommendation by those who made it. Bram with the $10 super chat. Got a buddy in Louisiana getting me a bottle of Blanton's and Weller Green for $140 total. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's a markup, right? So the Blanton's is $60, the Weller is $20, $25 realistically if you see it somewhere. So that's $85. If he's getting it, you're paying a little convenience fee. Not bad. I buy Blanton's anytime I see it for less than $100. It's kind of like Eagle Rare. If it's less than $50, I buy it. I saw it at that store. It was $50 exactly. I didn't buy it. Right? That's just kind of my limit. But I do that because I tend to give a lot of them away. You know, friends tend to like it. So 692. Can we hit 700? We need to break 701. Look, man, y'all are awesome. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Any recommendations for college students? Yeah, you know, again, we have that video where it's like 8 bourbons or 5 bourbons for beginners. I go over 8. Do that. And in that video, I go over why, right? That's what I want you to understand why. So when you come back, you say, okay, I like this, I didn't like that. And then we can make some recommendations on what you need to do. Appreciate it, Clyde. YouTube King. Oof. I don't know about that, but man, it's been going well so far. And we got a lot of fun things planned, man. There's a lot of cool stuff we're going to be able to do if we can keep growing this channel. Fireball keg. I mean, that's a thing. But there was I dropped Jill and them off at the Taylor Swift concert last night. We went there Saturday, so I was dropping them off at like the merch trailer because they wanted to get their merch the day ahead. And there was a Georgia Tech frat party going on. And I really wanted to just walk by and see if anybody recognized me so I could get into the frat party to then film it because I thought that would be just hilarious content. So I like this better. This is the best one so far to me. These are going to be kind of interesting because this one has some of that. It doesn't really have that leatheriness, but it's got just a ton of oakiness on it. And I've got to decide if I like that better than the kind of tobacco flavor here. Maybe, but I'm not sure about that, right? So this is my order so far. Daniel with the $5.50 New Zealand super chat. If I can only choose one for $55, which should it be? Knob Creek Small Batch 9, Eagle Rare 4 Roses Single Barrel, Rare Breed, or Baker 7. Oh my goodness, that is a tough choice, Daniel. Because the Knob Creek, if you're talking about like normal Knob Creek, like the, what is it, 90 proof, 100 proof, that's tough, man. Because that Eagle Rare, like, you know, $50 for a 10-year-old Buffalo Trace product's fantastic. Four Roses single barrel, though, honestly, I might like the Four Roses single barrel. The barrel strength Four Roses single barrel, I definitely like better. Normal Four Roses, it's right there with it. The Rare Breed's fantastic. The Baker 7's my favorite Jim Beam product. But honestly, out of those, probably the Rare Breed's the best whiskey to me. Probably. Just because I like the proof. I like the extra proof. If not for the extra proof, probably the Eagle Rare. But that is tough. Knob Creek's 100, yeah. The 120 Knob Creek, though, might be a different conversation for sure. Just getting back into bourbon, being in Virginia, the state ABC stores, although all MSRP, make it hard to get the allocated stuff. Understand. What can you get for a $400 Super Chat goal? Lord have mercy. I don't know. What do you want? Tell me what you want. I will do whatever you want me to do within reason. Let's not get too silly, right? Let's not get carried away. This is a family show, you know? Oof, we're on this Watershed 6. This is the one I'm most excited about. Out of all of these that we've tried, because that Watershed was fantastic, and I think it could use a little more age, and it's going to have more proof. So let's get to 800. Oh, yeah, y'all go ahead. Let's do it. I'm down. I might have to have a knife to get this one. So apparently Watershed likes some thick plastic. Knob Creek 18 is really good. I like it a lot. A little too oaky, but it's actually really, really solid. I'm going to have to do bourbon hunting in Minnesota. Let me grab something to cut this with. I went to Minnesota when Auburn made the Final Four. I went up there for the national championship game. We didn't make it to that. But I enjoyed my time in Minnesota. That was fun. I'm close. Yeah, I know it's going to happen. Like, theoretically, it's going to happen. So, like, I'm not, but y'all donate that much money. I'll try to be entertaining. I don't know. I can't sing and I don't dance. Where's my Swiss Army? I have some knives around here somewhere, but who knows where they're at. Open it like, I could just open it like a pickle jar, but this is thick plastic. It's very thick plastic. Let's get that cork pop. Y'all don't know how thick the plastic is. Don't be underestimating the plastic. Dude, those corks are freaking in there. That cork's not coming out. You could just ship these upside down. Cork's going to be just fine. You didn't even need the plastic. Try peanut butter whiskey? I'll do a peanut butter jelly shot if you want. I have not tried the Penelope Rosé Cask Finish. Texas whiskey called 36 Small Caliber. Have not tried that. Ragged Branch. I just bought some Ragged Branch. It's all right. Like, I don't know. We may have to try it again after it's been sitting. What do you think about Elijah Craig Barrel Proof? So it has a note there, and I don't know how to describe that note, that I just don't love about it. And so some of them are pretty good. Some of them are decent, but there's never one where I'm just like, I'm on board with that 100%. Like, I've got 4 or 5 of them open on the bar. I just never drink them. Like, I just never go back to them. Okay, so that explains some things. I was like, that has a sweetness. I forgot this is finished in apple brandy barrels. I forgot. I was like, where is it getting that sweetness from? Ooh. The stream is back. Did the stream go away, Seth? Did we lose the stream for some reason? 770 concurrent viewers. Keep pumping those numbers. Y'all subscribe if you're not subscribed. Can we? There's no way we're going to get to 800. That would be nuts. The Penelope Architect is French oak stave finish. Don't love it. I love the Penelope barrel strength, though. That's my thing. Haven't had King of Kentucky. I need one. Had a stutter? Well, it says we got excellent connection. It could be on your side. I don't know. Now, this is through Wi-Fi. I need to. The next rig will be hard lined in. West Georgia. Yeah, I just found some at Eagle Rare in Atlanta yesterday. Alex with the $2 super chat, just trying to stay on the leaderboard. Oh, you're right there, man. Look at that Tony. That Tony dropped it big there at the early, man. That's hard to beat. Here's the thing. That's delicious. The apple brandy, really nice finish on that. The proof is really good. They started with a good whiskey. But I'm a little bit let down. I'm a little bit disappointed. And I'm not disappointed because it's a bad whiskey. Not at all. That's A fantastic whiskey. I'm disappointed because I loved this so much and I wanted to see it with 2 more years and a higher proof. And I forgot about the apple brandy on that one. And I want to just experience this whiskey in with all of the metrics of this without the finish, right? Like, I think this whiskey would be really exceptional and stand on its own without the apple brandy finish. So although it's good, it disappointed me just a little bit. Although it's good, I really want a 6-year cask strength of that. So if we could talk these folks, if Watershed, like support at Brewzle.com, info at Brewzle.com, send me a DM on any platform, hopefully any platform but TikTok. I can't keep up with those DMs. I would love to do a cask strength 6-year barrel pick. Like, seriously, 6-year cask strength barrel pick from Watershed. I would do that all day long. Knife Man with the $10 super chat. Here's something to help with the bourbon budget. Love your hunting videos. Thank you. I appreciate it. I have not had OKI yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to at some point. I saw Blacktop Early Times a couple of weeks ago at an ABC store. Oof, grab it, man. Grab it. This is good, though. Like, this is a good whiskey. So it's probably still my second favorite out of this batch. Honestly, it's probably the best one out of this batch. It is. Like, realistically, it's still the best one we've had out of this batch. But it could have been leaps and bounds ahead of all of these. Calvin with the $3 super chat. Michter Small Batch or Knob Creek 12? You bringing out y'all got some good questions. I love the, like, caramel. So if I'm just casually drinking, if I'm just trying to have a couple of drams, have a good evening, I'm going to go with that Michter Small Batch. But if I want something a little more robust with a little more oakiness, I'm going to go with the Knob Creek 12. So most of the time, I'm just casual, right? I'm just being casual about it. I'm probably going to go with the Michters. But I think that Knob Creek 12 is probably more special, right? What's up, Pulls? All right, we got one more. I think this was the favorite going in by all of y'all in the Discord. This was the one that y'all have been hollering for. Y'all wanted me to pick up a Kings County barrel strength in particular. Found this one. I'm pretty sure I bought this one at Greens, but I could be wrong. I went to 3 stores in Atlanta. This is New York City's oldest whiskey distillery. Distilled by Kings County Distillery, Brooklyn, New York. Now, I hope for y'all's sake that this is not disappointing, right? Because y'all come so hard with this recommendation. Y'all are so on this train that if this is not good, it's going to be a stain on your reputation forever. You know, and we can't have that on the Discord recommendations. We can't have these kind of stains. So you really put your reputation out there for this one. So let's find out what it's about. If I can open it. Y'all just like, just pull it. Okay, you're just pulling it worked. Dang it. After the neck gets pretty good, just like the Yankees. Watch it. I may just say I hate it. No, I'm not going to do that to y'all. It's a very simple bottle, but I kind of like the aesthetic of it. Like, it's just different, right? It has this kind of apothecary style vibe to it. It's got a nice, just simple, almost Coke bottle style cap, but it's got some heft, some weight to it, right? Nice looking cork there. So let's give her a try. It's got a great color. Like, this color is serious. I don't know, like, hopefully there are no shenanigans in that color. But it's a good color. Ooh, okay. Whoa. What was that? What was... That is so vanilla, like fruit forward. It's almost artificial. Oh, I'm going to like this. I'm going to like this. Andrew with the $1.99 super chat. I'm going to like this one, Andrew. Appreciate the support. Alex with the $5 super chat. During my last ABC store run, got 3 bottles of green spotted one day. Nice. Congratulations. Try rum in the humidifier. We may do that at some point. I don't know. It's a little dangerous. I'm going to try to use the humidifier as a still. We're going to put some whiskey in it and connect a hose to it and see if I can distill something out of it. That'd be fun. Ooh, okay. Anybody know how much I paid for what, Alvin? I missed it. Sorry. I got my receipts. My receipts are probably in my bag. I go grab them if you want. Dude, that is just a vanilla cherry bomb. Like crazy. Okay, it's Steven with the $2 super chat. You're going to really like it. About to find out here, Steven. I'm going to go back. Before I say anything, I'm going to go back to it. Chase with the $9.99 super chat. Gaba Trey with the $10 super chat. What about a Whistle Pig barrel pick? They're on the list. They're on the list for sure. We're going to do it. I got to ease into the rise, but Whistle Pig is for sure on the list. I am just waiting. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here before, because this is a big decision, right? Like the reputation of the Discord rides on this bottle. I've got to take this very serious, okay? Like so serious, I'm going to rinse my mouth out and have another taste here. See? Very professional-like. I almost bought the Green River wheated Mac, but I just didn't pick it up. I didn't I didn't love the bourbon. It's fine. It wasn't special. How does this Fiddler compare to OY? That's not a fight, man. That's like Mike Tyson fighting a lightweight somewhere. At least like, it's not that. We're not going there. Like, this is a fine whiskey, but like you can't put it up against a world champion. 2-time. The flavors are really dark in that, right? Like it gives you kind of a vanilla, almost like it is kind of a dark fruit on the nose, like kind of plum and maybe a little bit of apricot and just a ton of vanilla. And then on the palate though, the vanilla is not as intense, right? That vanilla doesn't come through as strong as it does to me on the aroma. But, Lord, is that just all plum with a little soft vanilla finish. Overall, a nice whiskey. Like, that's a nice whiskey. You don't get those flavors a lot. I would probably, I'm wondering if I would like it more not at the cask strength. Like, this might be one of those where I feel like maybe I get a little more vanilla and it's a little more balanced at a lesser proof. Don't know. But that is very, very unique and interesting. And so for that, I'm going to give it props. Where does it rank in our list here, though? That's what I got. Let me marinate on that just a little bit. Let me check the chat here. Do I know Doka Ryan? I don't know him personally. We did a little video, used his intro, and just kind of had some fun with that. But I don't know him, but I might hit him up sometime. We probably need to do some stuff together. What's a good bourbon to start on for someone who mainly drinks tequila? Ooh. So I've got a video on the channel, Dylan, going over the best five. I'm trying to combine words now. That's where we're at after 5 whiskeys. I'm combining words. The top 5 whiskeys for beginners, and even though you might be into alcohol, you might like a little higher proof. Probably still a really good place to start. One Mo Cass with a $10 super chat had to go for that one bottle picked up at a Kelvin Collab 5 today. Got to grab that Ben Holiday. The Ben Holiday is good stuff, man. I'm enjoying it. We're going to hit them up to do something for sure. Tater with the $15 super chat, feeling good. Had a great haul. 2 E.H. Taylor single barrels in small batches, Jack single barrel, and a Calumet 15. Man, anytime you come away with 2 EHT single barrels, that's been a good day hunting. Alex with the $2 super chat had a few drops of what? Alex is smarter than I am. I'm going to be honest with you. That mouthfeel, though. I'm trying to not add a lot. Let's pour it in the cap. I tend to be heavy-handed with these things, right? There we go. One drop. One loud splash into the whiskey here. The Calumet 8 is great. I'm going to agree to disagree with you on that one there, Dre. I'm not a fan. I love the older Calumet. right? So the 15, 16s, love those. The 8, wasn't a huge fan. The Bardstown Origin series have been good to me. I haven't found one that I've just been all in on. Andrew with the $4.99 super chat. Need to try some JT Mellick single barrel cask strength rice whiskey made in South Louisiana. I saw that on one of my bourbon huntings. There was a JT Mellick, and I think it lost out to something else I was looking to buy. So I'll keep an eye out for that. Blue Note Juke Joint Uncut Pick from St. Louis Bourbon Society. The Blue Notes have been pretty good. They've got a little bit of a note to them that I'm not a huge fan of, but not bad. Not bad. Add a couple of drops of Uncle Nate's Tears. We're just trying it. That definitely tamed down. Honestly, even on the nose, it's more vanilla. It's kind of like an oaky vanilla now. It tamed down kind of that stone fruit. It brings a lot more oak forward. So it did kind of tame down that fruitiness. I don't think it's as good. Like, I think what makes it exceptional is that kind of fruity plum flavor. Like, that's what is different about this versus anything else that we've tried. Honestly, anything else I've probably had. Like, I don't know if I've ever had anything where I'm like, okay, that's similar. Like, it's just so out there, right? Appreciate it, Rebel. What was that, Mr. High Climber, the green top or the black top? You talking about the Evan Williams Bottle and Bonds? Let's see. I heard Bud Light is not hard to find. If you went to Talladega, you had to drink it by Sunday because they were pretty much out of everything else. I have not tried J.P. Weiser's 18 year. Yeah, I don't like. So, Kyle, I'm not a fan of anything that uses rapid aging. Right, and I'm not like a whiskey nerd. I just like good whiskey. But it adds a bitter oak flavor. So if they use smaller barrels, right? If you're just getting started, some folks will put them in 5-gallon barrels or something. So they age quicker. It adds more color, adds more flavor. You can get them out the door faster. Some folks will add French oak staves or just oak staves or oak chips, right? They'll just shred up a barrel and throw it in there. They may, put spirals in it or something like that. Like Oak and Eden ages it. And then they throw a spiral in the bottle so it keeps aging while it's on the shelf. Interesting gimmick, but like oak staves, oak spirals just do not make whiskey better to me, right? Like in almost every case, if I've had whiskey that had a spiral or had a stave, I just prefer it before they put that crap on it. But that's just my opinion. That bitter oakiness kind of hits my palate funny, and I just tend to not enjoy it as much. So, what's the best barrel select you've ever had? That is actually one from Barrel Craft Spirits. So, not the Brewzle one. We're not gonna shill the Brewzle one. Although the Brewzle one was good, I enjoyed it. This is the one that inspired me to do the Brewzle pick. Actually, this one was, and it may be because there's not really anything to compare it to, so it's not like a normal thing. And then you just got a barrel pick of it. But this was Total Wine and More's Grandma's Peach Pie from Barrel Craft Spirits. Was probably my favorite bottle I had last year. Like, it was just so freaking good. Blue Run. The Blue Run I have is pretty good. I have the High Rye. That's the only one I've tried. I passed on a lot of Blue Runs over the weekend. I wish I'd have bought, but just budget, kind of thing. So I decided to buy several smaller distilleries rather than the Blue Run. Okay, so Mr. High Climber, the Early Times. So Early Times was sold from Brown-Forman to Sazerac. The old Brown-Forman ones are a black plastic screw cap. The new ones from Sazerac, the bottle shape's a little different, and they have a blue metal screw cap. One, I hate metal screw caps. They always just like strip out. They don't seal the whiskey good, and your whiskey just kind of gets muted over time. Two, every time I blinded a black screw top versus, I'm pretty sure we did it on the last stream. It may have been 2 streams ago. Or no, actually, I take that back. We filmed a video. It should be coming out soon. Where I blinded the blue and the black caps. And the black cap was like it was not even close. Right? And the blue one was fresher. Like it had some air on it, but it was a fresher bottle. The black screw cap been around forever. The flavors were more intense. The mouthfeel was better. Everything about that whiskey was better. But they're similar. Like, they bought the whiskey too. It's not a new whiskey. Something's different. That's all I know. I know the cap's different, but the flavors are different to me. The whole experience is different. The flavors are similar. The experience of the whiskey is a lot different. This is not the Brewzle pick. This is Total Wine and More's Grandma's Peach Pie from Barrel Craft Spirits. And then I took this to Barrel and I said, I want this. Like, I want a barrel of this. And then they gave us some options that were not as good as, it was great. The Brewzle pick was fantastic. I'm extremely happy with the quality of that whiskey that we put out for our first barrel pick. I literally have people pinging me wanting to try to get more of them, and they're just gone. But this one was a notch above that for me. The proof was different. No, the proof's the early times they're bottle and bond. They're both 100 proof. So they blend 1792 bottle and bond with Brown Forman bottle and bond. I mean, possible. I don't know. I don't know. It's not as good though. I have not had the new Booker's release. No, I don't buy all of the Booker stuff. So I get one every once in a while, and I like the Bookers I've got, but it's just not something I drink a lot of. So I don't want every release of it. Stoned with the $6.99 Canadian Super Chat just picked up a barrel private release with Wine and Beyond up here in Canada. Very good find. Barrel makes good stuff. And it's hard to determine. I had some stuff from them that was super over oaked, but they've sent us a few bottles and then we've bought a few on our own. And honestly, they've been really good. So I'm happy. I don't think they got their branding right. They're getting better. Like, they've got the Vantage and the Seagrass and all these things, but like, it's just kind of hard to know the difference between some of their releases, but it's really good whiskey. Just picked up a Bradshaw yesterday. Saw a Peerless, Heaven Hill, bottled in bond, and Early Times bottled in bond. 1.75 of, well, oof, $132. They can keep it for sure. One Bocast says that Brewzle pick was definitely a good pour. I agree, man. I wish we had bought 2 barrels of it, honestly. I don't think we could have. 180-ish, Douglas, was the yield out of that barrel. And we've got a barrel coming from Clyde Mays. We actually bought a rye and a bourbon barrel from them. So that video's coming out probably in a week or two at Talladega, where we did the barrel pick. We did the pick with them at the racetrack before the race. And then I'm headed to Crittenden's. I'm going to try to schedule that. Probably try to schedule it this week. I'm hoping to go in a week or two to Crittenden's to do a pick. So haven't had good times yet there, Papa. Kentucky Owl, haven't had the St. Patrick's. That's what's funny. Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, how in the world is there a bourbon you haven't tried? And I was like, there's just a billion of them. It's just a freaking billion of them. And every distillery's coming out with something new every 3 or 4 months. So, yeah, $200, Brian, for a bottle of Blanton's is a little over the top. So what do we want to do? We hit the $400 Super Chat goal. Y'all never gave me good ideas for what you want me to do. I don't know, Greg. I don't know if I'll get invited back. Like, I had all access passes with Clyde Mays. That's the way to do it. I was riding around on a golf cart everywhere. That's the way to do it, man. I don't know if I could go back to slumming it and walking around places, sleeping in a tent. That might be a little, that's not good on my back. I'm getting a little old. Buffalo Trace, and how much does it usually cost? Around here, you can find it pretty regular. Alabama's kind of tough, but when I'm out hunting in other states, I see it just about everywhere, and it's like $25 to $30. The Kentucky Owl Confiscated I do have that one. Didn't love it. It was fine. It's a fine whiskey. It's not $150 or whatever it is. Yes, Douglas, we're trying to plan trips right now, but we got a lot of stuff going on. So over the summer, we'll start booking more trips. I know I got to get out to Utah here pretty soon, or in the fall. I've got to be in Austin, Texas in July, so I'll do some stuff out there. Like, there's just a lot going on for work and for the channel, and I've got to let the dust settle on all of those before I can start planning more trips. Alex with the $10 Super Chat. Appreciate the support there, Alex. One of the best whiskeys I've ever had was a local Hawaiian distillery, and I can't remember what it was. I didn't write it down or take a picture. So now you just got to buy every Hawaiian whiskey ever. Buy a historical bottle of whiskey, something over 100 years old. That would be epic. I do have some whiskey that's 50 years old that we're planning a meetup in August. Still trying to solidify the details of that. But we're going to do a little VIP thing. So you can buy VIP tickets or regular tickets for the VIP thing, we're going to open a couple of like 50-year-old bottles of whiskey and try those at that event. So that'll be fun. Pick a top shelf bourbon for a pour. That's fine. I'll do that. Still Austin. Still Austin's good stuff. I've got a bottle of that. What top shelf are we? I mean, my top shelf stuff's in the middle here, but let's try the EH. Let's not do that. What do we want? What have I not had? Rock Hill Farms? What about Rock Hill Farms? It's been a while. Y'all, does that sound good? Little review. Blend WLW and Coy Hill. All right, we hit 5. I'll do that. We hit 5. I'll do that. It gives y'all a little incentive here. It's gonna be a very small blend, though. It's gonna be a tiny little blend. Just so y'all know, we're not gonna get too crazy with that. My man in August is going to be busy. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the problem. I got to do mine and then go to Pours in the Park shortly thereafter, I think. I think ours is right before Pours in the Park. Double up on the peanut butter jelly shots. The Old Carter's good stuff. Crown Royal's fine. So, like, somebody gave me the XR red, like it's the red box XR. I tried that in Pahrump. When I was out there outside of Vegas, and that is freaking good. So that's good. Crown does some interesting stuff. Just a normal Crown and Coke, pretty good. Nothing wrong with that. Coy Hill and WLW or GTS. All right, we got to hit that. We got to hit that goal. Here's to the blend. All right, so y'all already I'd much rather do GTS, I'm going to be honest with you, but we'll do it. We'll do it just for y'all, just because I love y'all. That is, okay, so those that don't know, some folks don't know, this is my favorite bottle of whiskey in the entire world, and I cannot afford another one. I bought this bottle for $110 at a lottery that I was lucky enough to win it at. This is like a $2,000 bottle if I had to buy another one, and I'm not that guy, pal. I'm not that guy. This is Jack Daniel's Coy Hill, which I traded for, gave away more than I wanted to give, but I really wanted that bottle. This is one of my top 5 or 10 bottles for sure right here as well. And it's probably $500 to $700 these days, so 2 very, very expensive bottles. We do need a van, Josh. We need the van. That's going to happen at some point. I don't know how far out we are. How much better? Okay, so the Blacktop Early Times is one of the best bottles of whiskey you can get for under $50 to me. Like, it is beautiful, sweet, balanced, a lot of stuff going on. Back when they were like $20-ish, they were wonderful at that price. The new one, I could take it or leave it. Like, it's all right. I could take it or leave it. Like, it's not something honestly, I probably just never buy another one. Right, it's kind of like a lot of these cheap whiskeys, like J.W. Dance or Old Granddad, not the 114, but like a normal Old Granddad Bonded. Like, those are fine. They're fine. They're good cheap whiskeys, but it's not special. But like the old Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, that was great for the price. Brandon with the $20 super chat, blended. Bacon Slayer, man, that should be my name right there. I could slay some bacon. $9.99 super chat. Mr. Whiskey Man in the flesh, blending expensive whiskey seems like it could be a bad mix, but like y'all donated so much money this evening, let's at least give y'all a little bit of a show here, right? But I'm gonna try. I told y'all it's gonna be a tiny little blend, right? Tiny little blend. We're gonna try to 50-50 it here. This one is 134.5 proof. This one is 142.7 proof. So we gotta be easy on it anyway. I feel like we might have got a hair more Coy Hill in that than William Larue. But so this is like sweet red fruit deliciousness. This one has some interesting red fruit, but kind of some of that Jack Daniel's oaky kind of banana breadness to it as well. So this could be interesting. Let's get it kind of mixed up. Ryan with the $2 super chat. Appreciate the support. So Splash Pappy. So this is wheated whiskey from Buffalo Trace. Like literally, this is the same whiskey that's in Pappy's. It's just going to be barrel strength and maybe different ages, right? But this is like, there's no sense putting Pappy's in it because that's basically what you're doing here. This is better than that Pappy's to me. What am I doing? You want to come down and try it, Jill? Oh, okay. Wow. That's weird. That's weird. Because it's given me almost everything that each of those whiskeys have in waves. Like, it just comes at you in waves. Jimmy, $10 super chat. Not a connoisseur per se, but I enjoy your vids. Appreciate it. You want to try, Jill? I'm just giving the people what they want, Jill. I'm giving them what they want. That's what they asked for, Jill. You want to try it? So it gives me a lot of the Coy Hill up front, and then it kind of gets softer. Now, I don't think it's better than either of these on their own, right? Because I do think there's kind of a lot going on each. You're going to reach your hand. You don't want to be in the video here. Can I at least, I'm going to point the microphone so they can hear your scratchy voice here when you try this, Jill.
Everybody needs to hear my voice.
Should do another mix and try it in 2 weeks. I should just like take it, put it in a barrel. I should take whole bottles and pour it. I don't know how big the YouTube channel's got to be for me to have that kind of like FU money where I can just pour these two in a barrel. But you ain't got to look funny at me. They were just letters. PB&J. All right, I'll give the PB&J for. I don't know about. I don't have Screwball, but I do have peanut butter jelly whiskey. We'll do the shot of that to end the show here tonight. More like screaming every song. Exactly. What do you think? What? You made a funny face. They can't see your face, Jill.
That is weird.
It's good though.
It's very good.
Like it just comes at you in waves, doesn't it? It's like it like hits you intensely, and then you're like, whoa, and then it dies into nothing, and then you get like a nice fruity sweetness on it. Like it's just kind of crazy complex.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorites combined.
Hey, you need to try. You mind trying this Watershed right here for me?
I'll try just a tiny bit.
Okay, you need to try this. We're gonna. This
Thank
was
you,
probably.
Josh. I don't think it's gonna recover because
I don't
I'm
think
just
you're
gonna go do the same thing to it on
Oh,
Saturday.
she's got another. She's going to another Taylor Swift concert on Saturday. So the Kings County's good. You need to try that too. But I know, like, this is the one I want you to give a shot. Bacon Slayer with a $9.99 super chat. Thick pieces of bacon with eggs, hash brown, and grits. A good whiskey, probably a rum, and a good smoke.
I was hoping it might bring my voice back. I don't think it did.
Fantastic in the morning. Sounds like it. Sounds like it. Try the Kings. Everybody wants you to try the Kings, Jim. No, that's not the Kings. That's the Watershed. That's the Watershed. I feel like you do need to try the Kings. Like, you did just stand us up for the whole freaking live stream. Least you could do is try one more whiskey.
Okay.
We got her. She said, okay, get in the vid, Jill. She is not. She's not going to. She looks wonderful, but she does not feel like she's preferred
He
or
has not
prepared.
told y'all about the surprise ending to our trip, but when you hear about it,
Oh, the surprise ending.
Why Jill's not getting in the video tonight? Because Jill didn't get any sleep.
We did
last
not
night.
get any sleep because the ending was a bit of a surprise. I want to tell y'all, but I'm going to wait. Y'all going to have to watch the video where we went bourbon hunting in Atlanta. I went bourbon hunting in Atlanta, and then it got out of hand.
Craig says I sound like death. Oh, goodness.
Alex with the $2 super chat, moving
Y'all
into
can
second place, and hey,
understand why
Jill.
I'm not on there tonight.
Alex has been like slowly trickling up this. Like Tony come in with the $100 super chat. Like it's hard to beat that, but hey, Alex, that's awesome. Appreciate the support. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks. What did you think of this one? This was Watershed. Now I've got an older one, higher proof, finished in apple brandy barrels. I liked it too. I think I liked it better, but I don't think I would have liked it as much as this, just 6 years old and higher proof. I like this one though.
No, I'm sorry. There's no super chat going for Jill to get in the vid.
No way. Can't be incentivized at all.
Oh, nope.
Try that one though. What do you think of that one? That Kings County. What are your thoughts, Jill? They want to do a Jill only, like a Jill Glencairn too.
Oh, that's good.
All the proceeds go to Jill buying TJ a van.
Okay, wait a minute.
Or another Lincoln.
Is it back to the van now? Because it was Lincoln earlier today.
Oh no, it's all.
This is good.
You like the Kings County? That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah, it's different. Like it's like plum.
It's thick.
Tastes like plum. Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
The Jill Cairn. Jill or Taylor Swift. Like, we don't have trademarks for that, and we will get sued.
Yeah, I know.
She got lawyers on standby, man. We got to avoid that. Jill should have her own channel. Jameson said, she said no. I don't think she wants to. Well, you notice she doesn't even appear in most of the videos at this point, unless it's like an out and about bourbon hunting video. So, I haven't had Amaranth. I don't know anything about it. Love an Amaranth there, Clyde. Don't know anything about it.
That was really good.
Yeah, this one's good.
I like that one.
What's your favorite whiskey under $90 right now, Jill?
It's Frey Ranch under $90.
Yeah.
Frey Ranch.
Like out of everything?
Yes.
Okay.
This is under $90, right? Like that
Yeah.
Coy Hill's not under 90, and
No.
Larue's not under 90.
Well, I mean, that Coy Hill might be MSRP'd under 90, but you're not going to find it for that.
Right. So Frey Ranch.
Well, I was in Atlanta last night, Whiskey Wisdom.
You were in Atlanta this morning.
I was in Atlanta this morning. There's some Atlanta is crazy, man. That's all I can tell you about the surprise ending. We had quite the surprise back at the hotel.
Yeah.
Do I have the whole BTAC? I do not have Sazerac 18. I've tried it, but I do not own Sazerac 18. That's the only one I'm missing from the lineup. I have some new riff here, I think. I don't know where it went, but there's some. I think there's some new riff around here somewhere, I think. I could be wrong. I've tried some. Somebody brought one for a bottle share. I think they may have left it. Old smoky, salty. Some of that old smoky stuff's good. It's just like really low proof.
Birds.
New riff sucks. Sydney doesn't like it.
Baskets in bourbon.
What baskets of bourbon say? Where's that?
He said I could have my own episode.
Okay, on Brewzle, you just like baskets of
Yeah.
bourbon. Oh, yes. We put bourbon in baskets. That's all she does. She just sits here and she's like, this is the perfect bourbon basket. All Martha Stewart style.
It should be a Maggie shirt.
Working on that, Josie. That's something we're talking about. We're going to try to take the merch up. Soon as I get a little bit of time to work on it, we're going to try to be more proactive with the merch and do drops and new stuff and really push it. That's coming. Kings will cure sore throat. Did it cure your sore throat?
Sore.
It's not sore. It's just
I
gone.
can't talk.
Boys, Jill has not been training her vocal cords for
No.
Taylor Swift singing.
No, I did not train.
Black and Metallica. I did try one of those. It was all right. Finnish whiskey, just okay.
It was my first,
It was your first Taylor
it was my
Swift concert.
It was my first time singing.
Every
3
song
hours
for
straight.
3 hours straight. Yes,
Yeah.
she's not prepared for
I
that,
never sung that long.
and I'm glad I missed it. Alex with the $2 super chat. Unpopular opinion: Stagg Jr. is as good as BTAC. I don't think that's terribly unpopular. So I feel like a lot of the BTAC stuff has a bit more depth of flavor. Like there's just a bit more interesting. But some of those Stagg Juniors are on that level for sure. I don't think that's unpopular. Kevin, I have had a Caribou Crossing. It was a store pick. I did not love it. Like that. I don't know if it's the store pickedness of it, if you get what I mean. Right? If it's just like they pick something off profile, or if Caribou is just not good. I don't know which one it was, because all I've ever had is a store pick. Joan Jett, Poison, Motley Crue, Def Leppard, couldn't talk for 2 days after. I bet. Probably couldn't hear either. Favorite David Allan Coe song? Do you even know a David Allan Coe song?
If I heard it, I'd hear it. I'm not good at that.
If that ain't country, maybe that one. We'd go with that.
I'm not good at knowing.
Yeah, I know.
You
Hey,
don't do that.
David Allan Coe. That was you don't call me by my name, right? That's David Allan Coe, isn't it? You don't have to call me darling, darling. Canadian Blantons. Yeah, I mean, but it's not as good. Yeah. So Alex, we got a video dropping Friday. So we're give y'all a little heads up of what we're trying to do with the videos. We're trying to make them bigger. We're trying to improve them. We're trying to take them to the next level. And so that Shred is getting busier and busier with stuff. I'm spending more time on the road, And so we're trying to find editors to get them out faster, and it's just taking us some time. Like, we've got, 3 or 4 of them filmed right now that could come out anytime we could get them done. But it's taking longer to edit them because we're doing more and filming more. There's more footage. And so we're just dropping every other week right now. Rather than dropping a bunch of crap, we want, bigger, nicer videos that y'all want to watch. And the hope is we'll drop one every other week for a while, and then we can get new editors to help improve our pace there, and we can start maybe getting back to dropping them weekly, and then get back to dropping twice a week as well. We'll roll in, like, we can't do a bourbon hunting video twice a week, but we could do maybe one a week where we're at a party, at a thing, bourbon hunting, and then roll something new in. What is it?
Allie asked how many drinks does it take to get you?
Apparently 6. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? 1, 2, 3. I have had a pinhook there, Brian. I've got pinhook the Heist behind me. Didn't love that one, but that's the only one I've ever had. Favorite bottle from Florida. Literally the only thing I can recall that I've had from Florida was St. Augustine Distillery. It was pretty good. It's been a while, though. Appreciate it, Steven. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate the support and the kind words. Yes, I have a lot of Chattanooga. Matthew, I have all the Chattanooga. I had bought a lot of Chattanooga. Jill went to Chattanooga, and she, as a gift, brought me all the Chattanooga because she thought I might like the Chattanooga, and she was mistaken with that. And it's a bit of a sore subject with us. It's still something we're probably going to have to seek counseling over in our relationship because I want to, these are small distilleries that are doing fun stuff that a lot of people like, right? And I want to be on that bandwagon. I want to be like championing. That's a hard word. I'm not even drunk. That's a hard word. Championing. I want to be supporting them. We'll just skip that. I want to be supporting these brands. They use a lot of malt in their whiskey, and I just am not a fan of malt. So I'm not saying bad things about them. If you like them, that is great, because I like everything about their whiskey except for the high maltiness. And if they ever come out with something that has like 3 or 4% malted barley, I'd probably be all over that. But that's not what they do. It's all high malt stuff. Brian with the $2 super chat. Love your content. Thanks. Appreciate it, Brian. Thanks for hanging out. Jill, we had like 760 or 70 folks on this stream at one point. That was crazy awesome. Make sure y'all are subscribed. Hit the like button if you would.
I guess I should just stay away.
It's just growing every week, Jill. It's not you. Maddie T with the $4.99 super chat. Here in Utah, we have High West. Yes. I've got some Midwinter Nights Dram here. I've had some of their other stuff. It's been a while. I want to buy some. I want to hit them up. We want to do a barrel pick with High West for sure. I like their whiskey. It's just hasn't made every time I go, I find a bunch of like semi-local stuff or something super interesting, and they haven't quite made the bourbon budget yet, but they're going to. Alex keeps just like chipping in there, making sure he's staying up second on the list there. He's making sure he's right up above Devin on the leaderboard. My wife is awesome. Cherish her. Jill is freaking awesome. Like, I got super lucky. I would like to say it's all me, and I will admit, I've spent a lot of effort training her to this point. Like, it has been 25 years of effort to get her to be as awesome as she is. But that's a testament to her and her malleability and ability to learn new things, and her willingness to accept all of the things that I'm trying to train her on. I better be glad you can't talk. What are you talking about? I need a Maggie pick in the live stream. Do we still have a Maggie? I think we got rid of the Maggie picks. I had some Maggie picks loaded up into the live streaming rig, but I do have the van picks that we were looking to buy, but that didn't work out. That van wasn't nice enough. Well, of course, she knows you in person. Like, that's not fair.
I think you're the best too, Allie.
I just lost points. Alex says I just lost points. How much training has Jill done on me? None. I was just born this way, man. What are you talking about? Come on, Jameson. Devin. Nah, Alex, stay in second place or third place. Stay in third place. Devin brought it. I appreciate it. Jill Karen. We're gonna do the Jill Karen at some point. We need to do that. We need to start. What would you put on your Glen Karen? You just want a picture of a basket?
No, I don't know. I was just being funny.
We could do a Brewzle one with like some sort of like basket weave pattern on it or something. Like it can't be much bigger than this, right? Like this is the largest logo. It can be square, but we could do some sort of basket weave pattern. Do you want it to say Brewzle? You want it to say Jill?
I don't know.
Like this is you. What are you doing? Do we do, ladies' night on the, like, what do we do? Do we try to dip it in pink? I don't know. What would it do? Like, you let me know.
Pink is not my favorite color.
Madigan, $4.99 super chat, bought a store pick tequila, finished in Eagle Rare bottles. How was it? Let me know. A Jill silhouette. It'd be a small silhouette. Like we can't full glass print these with the company we're using now. So what bottle would you recommend for under $100? Dude, like there are a ton of bottles. Frey Ranch. Jill loves Frey Ranch. Honestly, we've been singing the praises of Frey Ranch. We've been kissing that Frey Ranch ring, see if we can't get a barrel pick. There's so many good bottles. Like, the Wild Turkey Rare Breed, right? Fantastic for like $40, $50. I love $50, $60. I love a Woodford Double Oaked. Like, there's so many good bottles in that $50 range. You don't have to go to $100 to get something really, really good. I did try the Starlight Cigar Batch. Triggs, not my jam. That Amberana finish, that was the Amberana finish, right? I can't take it, man. I can't take the Amberana. Alex, second unpopular opinion, Blanton's is overrated. Better to gift than drink. I like Blanton's. It is overrated. I still like it. It's still a great whiskey, but I do give away a lot more than I drink. So, Devin's like, I give it to you. Give it to you. We did hit 609. What do y'all want? Peanut butter jelly shots? Is that what y'all want? Frey Ranch is not in Alabama. You can get it in Georgia right now, though. So it's like Nevada. It's like a couple of states around Nevada and Georgia. Only places I've ever seen it. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof are my two favorite I've tried for under 80. Those are great. Ben Holiday's a good one, too. What's up? You got to put my clothes in the dryer. She just realized I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Louisville and do a shout out my hat. We can't do that. Peanut butter jelly time. Let me do it. Rock Hill Farms. We'll try a little Rock Hill Farms, and then we'll close the show with a peanut butter jelly shot right at 10 o'clock. 600. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, that's crazy. That's nuts.
Good
Like,
night,
y'all are way
everybody.
too generous. I appreciate it. So, Malort. I'm going to get some Malort. We're going to do some Malort at some point for sure. Yeah, Mr. High Climber, you can send bottles. There should be a P.O. box in the bio. If not, just send me an email. I'll get you that P.O. box. As long as they're full sealed bottles, happy to try anything you've got. Frey Ranch is in Ohio. I bought the rye and the bourbon. Nice. Yeah, it's hard to beat the Rare Breed for less than $100. Japanese whiskey is oftentimes malty, like it's like single malt stuff, and not a fan of that. Have not tried the 2XO. I've seen it everywhere. I was in Atlanta. I've been in Columbus. Frey Ranch was everywhere. Like literally almost everything. Big J Rock, tomorrow we're going to be at Hattie B's at some point. Invite whoever. Like, let's not get crazy. Let's not do like a Nashville takeover. I don't know how many people we got in Nashville that watch this stuff. So appreciate it, Alex. So we're going to rock for another 20 minutes or so here. Let me grab that Rock Hill Farms real quick. Now, early in my bourbon journey, this was one of the best bottles that I had found, right? Like, this is one that I was lucky enough to come across early, and it is absolutely fantastic. Like, when everybody was seeking out Blanton's, I found this. Ooh. And this one here is the second bottle I've owned. I don't know how long this one's been open. It's probably been open for a year or so. So this is made by Buffalo Trace, for those that don't know, right? Like this is, I think it's the same mash bill as Blanton's. Like Buffalo Trace mash bill 1, 2, they're very, very similar to me. This one though is 100 proof. Hard to get, like super harder to get than Blanton's by far. Your coon dog likes my lives. Well, that's a cool dog. We're going to Utah at some point, Damon. I don't know when. My daughter wants to go to some, probably not in August. Can't be in August because I got too much going on in August. But we are in Utah at some point. Alex with the $20 super chat going for first. Have your first E.H. Taylor Dram. Nice. Appreciate it, Alex. Old man Jake with a $2 super chat. Have you ever tried Rebel? Yes, I have some Rebel. I have quite a few Rebel 100. I actually have a Rebel 100 from 1960 something that we're going to try at the meetup. I mean, I'm sure I'll get to Iowa at some point, Jackson. Do I know what differs Buffalo Trace from Rock Hill? It's 100 proof. It's a single barrel. That's all I know. But it is freaking delicious. Now, after I've had some of these super high proof, really intense whiskeys, this comes across a little bit plain. But it's still got just a great caramel sweetness, that kind of Buffalo Trace caramel sweetness. I'm not picking up as much of like the fruitiness that I normally get on a Buffalo Trace product. But that's because my taste buds have just quit on me at this point for the most part. But fantastic mouthfeel, just a nice oily viscosity to it. You're talking about Blanton's versus this. It's 100 proof. That's what I know. Don't know other than that. Kyle, I've got to drive to Austin. I'm going to be in Austin the whole time and back. So I may drive over to like Shreveport and do some bourbon hunting there and film a video one evening, and then the next day make my way into Austin. May stay an extra day or maybe find some time to do a bourbon hunting video in Austin as well. Did you pick up the Frey single barrel rye that went live last? I didn't. I have a rye, but it's not a single barrel. Antique 107 versus Rock Hill. The 107 for me all day. Like, this is good. This is good. This is a really, really good whiskey. But I get so much more like fruity complexity on that Antique 107, and then, you know, could be the extra 7 proof points. And obviously that one's weeded. But yeah, I'll take the 107 over this every single day, all day long. GTS 22 for $32 for a 2-ounce port. That's not a terrible price at a restaurant for sure. John J. Bowman versus Rock Hill Farms. Right now, I don't know. That might be a bit of a battle. I'm not going to do that battle right now, but next live stream, maybe hit me up. We'll see. Great Knob Creek store pick. Nice, William. The Frey Ranch Rye? I'll have to check that out. Best high quality $100 bourbon? But like, you're talking about, can you get it? Like, that's first. Can you get it? I don't know. Old Forester single barrel strength, but like, those are not super easy to get. That's going to be up there. That $100 price point is rough because there's so many good $50 bottles from major distillers. And if it's super sought after and you can get it, it's from a major distiller. Like, you just realistically, like that Frey Ranch barrel strength rye or barrel strength bourbon over there. Fantastic bottle, but you can't get it. The K. Luke stuff has been really good. Been enjoying that a lot lately. That's top notch, but like, unless you're in Mississippi, you're not going to get it. So that's a tough question, man. I appreciate it, but that's a tough question. Appreciate it, guy with no name. Like, you don't even have a name, but thank you for the compliments. Early Times Bottle. If you're talking about old school Early Times Bottle and Bond, I'm going to take that over the 1792. If you're talking about the new one, I'm going to take the 1792. Stag Junior Batch 19 has a super funky taste. Martin joined the $5 or 5 proof channel membership here on YouTube. Where are we at? We need peanut butter jelly shots, don't we? We got a few minutes here. Let me grab what I've got as far as peanut butter whiskey and the jelly whiskey. I think it's like a blackberry whiskey or something like that. Let me see what I got. Give me just 1 second. I don't think it's behind me. I think it got put back in the storage area here. Found it. All right, so I bought these in Columbus, Georgia. These are made by RM Rose, or whoever makes RM Rose makes these. We did a video of this, so I'll have a video coming out. We've got a whole nother channel. If y'all don't realize, we got a whole nother channel that most of you aren't subscribed to, and it's called Brewzle Mixed. So on this channel, we used to do everything, but we keep this one more whiskey focused at this point. So we've got another channel for mixed drinks and beers and all sorts of weird things. This one is more like just kind of bourbon, not bourbon, but anything whiskey related. Brandon with the $2 super chat. Ever tried anything by Rattle and Snap? I have not. I have not heard of Rattle and Snap. Let me know about it. I'm trying to find a shot glass. Give me just 1 second here. They may all be dirty from where we shot videos the other day. I don't see a shot glass. We're just going to do it in a Glencairn then. I think all my shots are dirty. Alex, $5 super chat. If you're ever here in Northwest Alabama, hit me up and the first dram's on me. Alex, make sure you're in the Discord, man. I try to post in there when I'm going places because the problem is I never can remember who's from where. Like, so many folks have hit me up. It's like, if you're ever in Atlanta. Well, I was in Atlanta. I tried to hit them up. I searched all my DMs, couldn't find any of the messages. So I don't know if they hit me up on live streams or what, right? But I do get up that way every once in a while. $10 supporter. Sorry, $2 super chat from Steven, upgraded to the $10 supporter. Appreciate that, man. So this is the Sticky Pete's peanut butter whiskey right here. And this is not my favorite. Let's give this a little try on its own. Ooh, it smells like peanut butter. And oh God, that's a little over the top. It's not as like sweet. It has a little more interesting things going on than say Screwball or whatever the freaking peanut butter whiskey is, but it still is just weird. God almighty knows. I haven't had Johnny Walker Blue. I need it. And this is RM Rose, same company, and this is their blackberry whiskey. I feel like we need just some like Mad Dog or something at this point, some MD 2020. We're going to do that at some point here pretty soon. Pretty soon. If you're ever near the Bourbon Trail again and want to go to Green River Distillery, I mean, I'm going to be in Louisville tomorrow. Like, I'm going to be up there tomorrow. So send me a DM. Like, let me know. Might be able to go do that. It'd be fun. I do have to drive tomorrow, but I'm good. I'm good, Josh. This is the last pour of the evening. This has almost no alcohol in it. Yeah, MD20, some Mad Dog. I feel like I need to... I've got so many stories with that I can't tell because... You know, once you say certain things about age and spirits, it becomes not appropriate for social channels, you know? Get it for that. Worth it. Paid $72 for your bottle. Green River's in Owensboro. I don't know how far that is. Like, my geography on Kentucky, not really the strongest. The most expensive bottle I've ever bought is the Pappy 15, and I don't regret buying whiskey. Like I'm just, as long as I'm okay. Like if I'm not okay with spending the money, I just won't buy any of it, right? Yeah, at some point I'm sure I'll visit Tampa. I'm gonna be in Orlando sometime next month, but probably not Tampa. Gen X all the way. Oh, good night, everybody. I'm going to be in the Discord on the supporters only voice chat for a little while. So if you're a patron, if you just signed up here, jump over there, hit me up, DM me, DM somebody, tag, like just go in the general chat or something, tag me, and I will try to get you into that supporter chat. Maybe Will's up. I don't know. We'll try to figure out some way to get you, into the supporter only chat over there. But as soon as I take this, I'm trying to prepare myself for it because this is, not my jam. I'm going to close this down. It takes me like 5 or 10 minutes to shut everything down, and then I'll head over to that supporter-only chat over on Discord. Everybody hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you would. Maybe check out the Brewzle Mix channel if you're into that. If you're into this kind of crap, for sure. Oh, God. That gag a maggot right there, man. That is not, somebody's got to like that. I like peanut, I'm a big dude. I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I was raised on that crap. The funny thing is, it's weird. If you ever had, growing up, if you were of that age where you ever had, like, the pre-made, like, it was like peanut butter and jelly in one jar. I don't know if y'all ever, it was like striped. It was peanut butter and jelly. You got the one jar, it had peanut butter and jelly in it. And it had this weird artificial taste to it. That's exactly what this tastes like. It tastes exactly like the pre-made peanut butter jelly in a jar together. Exactly what it tastes like. Goobers, there you go. Exactly what this tastes. It tastes exactly like that. Like, swear. Like, I need to find that stuff if they still make it and compare it to this live at some point. That we need to do that because it is so freaking similar. Bob Dylan in the chat. I don't know if it's the Bob Dylan or if it's another Bob Dylan, but I am very much behaving, Bob Dylan. Thanks for swinging by. All right, we're going to jump on that supporter-only voice chat here in just a few minutes. I appreciate everybody hanging out. This was a fun stream. Should be live next Monday. I don't know any reason why I won't. I will be coming back from the Kentucky Derby on Sunday, so if something happens and I don't make it back in time, that would be the only concern with next week's live stream. But should be live next Monday. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Had a great time this evening, even though Jill abandoned us for this particular stream. Thanks for all of y'all's generosity and for supporting the channel. I appreciate y'all.